So I ended up spending like the whole day going to different paint places, and I have got 19 different cards with about 1,000,000 different shades, and I have to decide which pink is gonna be my pink. 15 shades survived the initial cull. They are all taped up on the wall. It is currently very gloomy, late afternoon, almost evening. I've not got any inside lights on. And so I can see what they look like in this light. But over the next few days, I'm going to see and sort of pick off one by one the ones that don't work. So these are my shades that I've settled on. These two are Dulux, and this one is Valspar. But for now I'm going to go with the Dulux just because it looks like Valspar is only mixed at B&Q, and the nearest B&Q is like really far away. And online I read that the Valspar can be kind of rubbery, and I don't know if that's true, but seeing as I can get Dulux mixed like round the corner and it's a very, very similar shade, I'm going to see if I'm happy with the Dulux, and if I'm not, then I'll go and try a bit of the Valspar, but this is what I'm going with for now. So I don't think it's very easy to see because it's kind of in shade in here, but on the left is Flamingo Fun 6 and on the right is Flamingo Fun 5, and they are, as you can see from the little card, one shade apart. But actually I've opted to go for number 6, because it just seems a little bit like gentler maybe. It's like not as kind of brightly, garishly, imposingly pink. Like they're both still pink, but I don't know, it seems a bit more chilled, like it would go with the rest of the room a bit better or something. Like it doesn't demand everything else to be pink. I feel like number 5, this one, like wants the rest of the room to be pink as well. And like this one is just kind of being pink on its own. Maybe I'm just going mad and I've just stared at too many shades of pink for too long. I think that might actually be the case here. But one way or another, I've made my mind up for this one. This covers, it's 250 ml, it says that it covers 2 square meters, and like I only really need like 4 or 5 square meters unless I'm going to do 2 coats. And so either I'm going to go and see if they'll make me like a very small pot, or I'm just going to get a second sampler. Because like there's no point me buying like 10 litres of the stuff just to do a little patch. So I managed to get just 1 litre. The fella in the shop recommended satinwood, so that's what I went for. I wanted water-based rather than oil-based because it just makes my cleanup easier. Flamingo Fun number 6, look at that. So now I've got to actually paint my panelling, I guess. I'm wondering if maybe I should do a second coat of primer on it because it's kind of like patchy in places, because I just did it quickly ages and ages ago and it's gone a bit horrible. I need to go around with filler with my trusty cork and kind of get all the gaps and things. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see, because like maybe the coverage will be enough that I don't need a second coat. Just need to make my mind up, I suppose, don't I? So I got another coat of primer undercoat on everything, because I guess it's better to do it right the first time, isn't it? But I still need to go around and like fill everything and stuff. But maybe it's just because I'm like in a confined space with it, but this paint smells so bad. I have never noticed it smelling this bad ever before. It is horrible. I just felt the need to share that with you. I have filled along the length. Everything has been filled. It wants a little bit of sanding, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start painting the pink on and just kind of do it as I go, I think. While the wall is painted, I am really, really unhappy. I'm really, really unhappy. So I went into the shop today and I asked them for matte paint. I explained what I was doing. I was getting it specially mixed with like the specific shade that I asked for, and I don't know if you can see that, but does that look matte to you guys? Like, it's all shiny and smooth and plasticky, and I should have guessed when he told me it was satin, but to be honest, it's not even really satin, and it's gonna look so strange. Like, you can't really see in this light, but my kitchen units are metal, and I was gonna paint them with like a satiny, glossy kind of a finish, and it's just gonna look so strange having like a wood wall next to metal and they're both the same finish. Like, like, I'm not normally too fussy with this stuff, but all I said was matte. I decided that I absolutely am not happy with this, and no amount of trying to convince myself is gonna make it better. So I went back to Brewers and I asked for their advice, and they assured me that vinyl matte will go over what I already have because there's so much paint on here already. The vinyl, the matte, sorry. Matte, apparently you shouldn't put it onto wood, or like not directly onto wood at least. And so because I've now got 4 coats of paint on here, 3 coats of primer undercoat and 1 coat of the satin wood, apparently this should work. They were very kind and gave me a discount on the new paint on the basis that they recommended the old one. And I need to key the surface of this entire wall because it's all got the gloss on it, or satin wood, whatever it is, it's gloss. So they recommended these thingies as opposed to sandpaper, just to literally just key it, because I apparently don't need to sand it all back. I just need to key the surface so it'll accept the new paint. Review of these things, excellent. If you ever find yourself in a similar position of having to key a whole load of glossy paint, wonderful. It turned an enormous job into like a few minutes of work. They just whip through it because they're flexible, and so they like bend around all the corners and they don't go like foldy and like get worn off like sandpaper does. Good stuff. I've been at it about an hour and a half and I am like 2/3 of the way there. I like the vinyl matte so much more than the satin wood. It's so much nicer. And the colour is so much more uniform. It's not picking up the light. I think I might have to do a second coat because it's understandably quite tricky, like getting all of the, like that little bit there. You're painting like a matte pink onto the same shade of pink, but like shiny, and so it's really difficult to see what you're doing, and like there's a few little kind of streaky bits and pieces where the shiny stuff is coming through, but I'm so much happier. There we go. I just wanted to do a little update. It's been a couple of months since I painted this wall. It's held up really, really well. The vinyl matte hasn't been an issue at all. Over where I put the original samples on before the satin wood, it's gone a little bit, just like a slightly rougher texture, but it hasn't actually peeled. All the rest of it is looking absolutely beautiful. I was a little bit nervous that putting pale pink across like one of the biggest flat surfaces of the boat might be a little bit much, but I actually really love it and I'm really happy.